breath that I took my first breath. It was through your nourishment that I was fed. It was through your spirit that I was nurtured. It was through your tears that I lived. It was through your prayers that I grew. It was through your faith that I learned patience. It was through your love that I overcame great obstacles. It was through your wisdom that I learned to maneuver life. It was through your faith that I came to know God. It was through your strength that I learned to endure. I will be forever grateful for all the lessons learned from you, for it has molded me and made me the being who I have come to be. You have given the world joy, and for that you will be forever cherished. In a word of prayer, God bless Crenshaw, those in the sound of my voice, and those in 1 degree of separation. Good morning, Crenshaw. I bring you greetings from the great state of Maryland and our nation's capital city, Washington, D.C. Reverend Wilson, thank you for extending an invitation to me to share a few words on this beautiful Sunday in which we all gather to celebrate a day to honor mothers. As many of you know, my name is Joy C. West, and I am the middle daughter of James and Old West, probably most commonly referred to you as, oh, you're the one who lives back east. It pleases me to see members of my family and friends here today. And also that Miss Joey is upstairs with my GOY filming crew. Interestingly, this is actually my third time gracing the pulpit of Crenshaw United Methodist Church. First under the pastorship of Dr. Cedric Bridgeford, when presenting my book of poetry, Dancing on the Fringes of the Realm. Second, a few years ago, when honoring my father on Father's Day, and this time as your Mother's Day speaker. I also honored in silent memory Dr. Robbie Bastine and Dr. Reverend Lorenzo Huggard, my former brother-in-law, son of Crenshaw United Methodist Church, and whose Bible that I'm carrying with me on this day. For those of you who do know me, you're probably silently wondering, why is Joy our Mother's Day speaker when she has no children and cannot claim to be a mother of anyone? Moreover, what does a single, sharp, intelligent, got it going on little attorney from D.C. know a stitch about being a mother, much less raising a child? Well, inquiring minds, you are about to find out. Because the topic of my message today is, who are your children? Who are your children? I would like to share with you a translation of a passage from the Bhagavad Gita that speaks to motherhood and the 3 miracles from woman to mother. Before childbirth, the lady was a woman. After childbirth, the woman is transformed into a mother. This is a revolutionary act, a revolutionary happening, in the manner of a silkworm getting transformed into a silk-winged angel, a miracle. This is the 3rd miracle. This experience of transformation into motherhood is a privilege reserved exclusively for women. Men do not undergo such a miraculous transformation. Motherhood is another name of devotion. The selfless love and devotion toward the infant, a child, are grown from the seeds of innocence. No cunning, scheming, selfish motives here. Listen to this again. In particular, motherhood is another name of devotion. The selfless love and devotion toward the infant or child are grown from the seeds of innocence. No cunning, scheming, selfish motivation here. My life dramatically changed on Tuesday, July 27, 1982, when my sister gave birth to her daughter, Loren Rochelle Hubbard. I was suddenly transformed from sister to auntie in the blink of an eye. I flew in from D.C. and went straight from the airport to the hospital. As I paced in the waiting room, I pondered those things that probably raced through the minds of those about to enter parenthood. Was I ready? Could I really do this? Should I trade in my 280ZX for a station wagon? I better start saving for college. Soon thereafter, my sister Jolie gave birth to TJ, then Gabrielle, and finally Orlando. Of the 4 nieces and nephews, I was anointed the godmother of the firstborn, Loren, and the lastborn, Orlando, my Alpha and Omega. From that time on, the friends I used to visit regularly while in California were relegated to a phone call on the way back to the airport, or when I got back to Maryland with the promise that we would get together the next time. Some soon to be 30 years later, that situation remains. As a matter of fact, a good friend once told me, I know if I am to see you, I will have to catch you as soon as the plane lands. Because once you get with them, you never make it past Rose, Vance, and Central. I wish to draw a word from the third miracle of motherhood, is devotion. In this meaning to me, it represents the essence of the question, who are your children? Because your children are not necessarily limited to those wonderful beings you birth. It is much more expansive than the mere act of procreation. Devotion. Exactly what is devotion? Devotion is defined in the dictionary as ardent self-affection and dedication as a person or principle. Devotion implies an act of caring, concern, listening, and patience. It does not require money. It requires something much more valuable, your time. Some of my most memorable moments with my nieces and nephews did not require the expenditure of funds. Like the time I had to supervise Loren's bath from the vantage point of the deck on the roof after being locked out of the bathroom by her when I stepped out momentarily to get something. Or showing up late at preschool because Loren and I had hung out to real late the night before. Or the time flying into LA with Gabrielle for a week's stay, and she announced as we made our way from the terminal in DC to the car that she liked LAX better and was ready to return to Los Angeles. Or watching TJ construct Mr. Somebody or another from foiled gum wrappers and other priceless findings. Or the look on Orlando's face as I was shooting pictures to record the catching of his first fish. And he looked at me and said, Auntie, would you put the camera down and help me with this fish? At that moment in time, I knew it was devotion because I had to look up and touch a live moving fish. I am fairly certain the people of Stockwell Street probably view me as some type of nut lady because I'm the one outside actually playing with their children. You can find me whizzing up and down the street on a skateboard, a scooter, or a bike. You can find me under the hoop sharing a game of basketball with the boys on the block. You can find me with a pile of fellas in the car as we make our way to Magic Johnson Park or the skate park. You can find me in the emergency room of Kaiser after falling off the scooter and breaking my arm trying to chase an air basketball. You can find me standing by the ice cream truck as the little people silently ponder, Orlando's auntie is really cool. Can I get 2 ice creams? Seriously though, take a look around you. Ask yourself, who are your children? Who are the ones for which you would walk in the face of danger, fearlessly? Who are the ones that would eat when you don't have enough money to feed yourself? Who Who are the ones that you nurture and show caring and support? In my lifetime, I have come to respect the role of mothers and fathers. They have earned their titles as mom and dad as they attempt to negotiate their progeny through life. However, on this day, I rise and salute the aunties, the godmothers, and otherwise even single, childless people who do not bear the official title of mom or dad, yet who so amply have answered the clarion call and provided a foundation of support for a child they did not physically birth. If you were paying attention at the beginning of my message, I answered the question actually before it was asked. Who are your children? I have premised that motherhood becomes a selfish love and devotion towards the child. It is the embodiment of the traits of character that I experienced with my own mother and reflected in the poem I shared called To Mommy. It is nourishment. It is spirit. It is tears. It is prayers. It is faith. It is love. It is wisdom. It is strength. It is the molding and the making of a person to be able to reach the potential you saw in them when they opened their eyes and saw you for the first time. So, who are your children? Never underestimate the power of the love you extend to your child. It is the power of the love that will lead to the fulfillment of a mother's dream for her child. For those of you who ask, when is a mother's dream fulfilled? I'll simply state, stay tuned, Crenshaw. I'll reserve that thought for our next conversation. In the meanwhile, may you all have a wonderful and memorable Mother's Day. And remember, embrace your child. You may be rich or just flat broke. Let life find you and your child dancing in the rays of the morning sun. Who are your children? Thank you.
Praise God for returning joy. This is another wonderful message this morning.
But now I see you were there for me, yeah. Never would have made it. I never would have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see you were there.